Okay, it's recording. All right, y'all have fun.
Thank you.
Welcome to One Non-Blonde. I'm your host, Kim, and tonight I have my special guest, Marilyn Ghigliatti from Clerks, and actually a pretty funny lady on Twitter as well. Welcome, Marilyn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your Twitter posts make me laugh, I have to tell you.
Okay. It's funny because it's like that's one of the ones that I least post on. I try to be good about all of them, but it's difficult.
Oh, I know. I was going to ask, as somebody who's a celebrity and you have so many fan pages and so many people who kind of follow you, how do you keep up with all of that? Social media.
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it's just, let's face it. I think we've all become social media addicts at this point, but there's always one out of all that one has that you'll gravitate to. And for the most part, it'll be like kind of a mix between Instagram and Facebook for me. And only because, to post on Instagram, you always have to have a photo. So if you don't have a photo, then it's kind of hard to post anything on there.
Yeah.
And I'll try to share whatever I have over on the other two to Twitter, but that doesn't always happen either. But it's just, you're just going about your day and it's like, oh, this is funny, I got to post it, or you just see something, oh, this is so funny and hilarious, I got to post it. Especially, oh my God, the ones from TikTok. Don't try to go on there for 5 minutes because it won't happen.
It's like a black hole. You're just like, all of a sudden, it's like you look at their watch and you go, how did I get on here for 3 hours?
Yes. Yes.
And then you wonder why you're late for things,
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm never really late for anything. If anything, I'm always early. So if I'm on time, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't piss people off today by being too early.
Oh, my mom was that way. My mom, if she had an appointment at 2, she'd have to be there at 1. Then that would be late.
Oh no, that wasn't me. It's like usually I would say 15 minutes to half an hour early. And honestly, out here that would be very difficult to not be too early because judging traffic in LA is not always on point.
Oh yeah.
So that would kind of leave me getting to places a bit earlier than I even would anticipate. But I look better early than late. For me anyway.
I agree. Yeah, because like the problem is that when you're running late, people kind of remember that part. You could be brilliant on everything, but if you're running late, that's all the first thing they're thinking of, and they're already irritated.
Right. And then you get there all like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm sorry. Instead of it's like easing into something very comfortably and just making the situation better by not apologizing to people right off the bat.
I know. It's that I know you find yourself flustered. So a lot of things are going on. Obviously, right now we're in the process of being on lockdown. I know that California's you guys are already. Florida just started one, so I'm in Florida. I'm in Clearwater, so we're still kind of like it's all new to us in the sense of what's not essential and what's essential. In fact, it's pretty much the only places that are closed down according to our list. Mm-hmm. You'll love this is hairdressers and nails. That's it. Pretty much everything else is considered essential.
Really?
And I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't tell you how bad my nails look right now.
No, well, yeah. A lot of my fans already know this. I do work in a salon. I am by trade also a cosmetologist. And I have been unemployed now for 2 weeks on that aspect of it. And it's hard. Luckily just before the whole lockdown, I had about 3 freelance jobs working on some weddings of people last minute configuring how to make their wedding plans work. And so thankfully I had that. But I mean, yes, we're essential, but we work too closely with one another. So it's not the ideal situation, but supermarkets are essential. Banks are essential to a degree. It's like all branches don't need to be open. But if you're just going for shopping for clothing, not essential. You know,
I agree.
unless you're in a Target or Walmart where there is food there, it's like it doesn't need to be open.
I agree. No, but I appreciate the fact that, you know, this was a post that you make me laugh about. Just don't, just put it down. Just put those scissors down. But I was thinking of you the other day because, like I said, I've had my nails are, you know, I get them done all the time. And they're getting to the point where they were just like getting very long, and there's like the little big gap, you know, in between.
Uh-huh.
So I was sitting there, I'm cutting them down and I'm filing, and then I put nail polish on just to make it look like they're okay. But from a distance, they look like they're all right. But when you look up close, it's like, it looked like freaking, like, I don't know, Frankenstein's monster or something. Just, they're chopped, and you can see the gap, and it's like, oh,
Right.
forget about it. I'm like, I just need a Dremel. Find me a Dremel. I'm like I'm really going to use this and do something with it. But
that's not a bad idea.
I'm desperate here, people. I'm desperate.
Yeah, but you know, and the thing is, on a regular day, we get people coming in with their so-called DIY projects on their own hair, and it's not pretty.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I can only imagine what it's going to be like once all this blows over. But the simple fact of the matter is, as well, it's like, you know, it's not so much the fact that it may cost you more in the long run or anything like that, or that we realize that, yes, you know, you want your hair to look good because then you kind of feel good and like, oh, look, it's like I can do my own hair. I've got like 2 inches worth of gray showing. I don't care. I haven't washed my hair in a week. That's why I don't want to do the video.
Hey, we're going to video chat another time, okay?
I have never gone a full week of not washing my hair. I usually go 3 days at the most. But look, there's no one to impress these days right now. It's like you can do everything that you need to do to look good, but it's like certain things, leave it to the professionals. I mean, if you're one of those people that are great with doing your own hair, fine, go ahead and do it. As long as you're not going to, you know, I'm going to say it, fuck it up.
No, I agree. No, I'll never forget. Oh my gosh, I was like, this was years ago when my kids were all little. I have 5 kids, and they were all younger, so I thought I was going to do my hair. And I got this. I have naturally dark hair, and I don't know. I picked this funky copper color hair thing, and I thought I was doing a great job, so I put it all in my hair, and I'm like excited about it. And then I look like a flippin' reverse skunk because I'll never forget. And I was at church, and my pastor says, "Nice hair." I'm like, "You are lying. I know you are lying. You're going to go to hell for that." Because I knew it was not pretty.
The other thing too is, you know, for the most part, most stylists, makeup artists, they're job to job. So right now for us, as well as the fact that many of us are independent contractors, especially here in California. So we are looking forward to the time when we come back and we will be able to service our clients, and we especially will need to be busy at that time. We don't want to be sitting around because it's like we just spent the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, hopefully not any longer than that, sitting around doing nothing that we had no control over. There's no way for us to do what we do at home. Well, yes, we can, but we are not, you know, we're social distancing, so we can't. So, you know, it'd be nice to know that once we get back, we will be, you know, just running. It's like and trying to fit all the clients in.
I'm sure you'll be extremely busy. Which, speaking of which, I know that we talked a little bit about Clerks 3 in the process, what's being written. So you're gonna be a busy person with your acting.
Well, I'm not as busy as I would like to be, you know. But in saying that, I did speak to Kevin a few weeks ago, and you know, one of the things that he said is like, well, you know, if we do have to go on lockdown, at least that'll give me the time to start writing with Clerks 3 and Mallrats 2. But I know he's actually got a lot going on with the He-Man series that he's doing as well. So, when we will shoot, I don't have any clue. I'm hoping it'll be this year, but I think this whole pandemic is going to really delay many things, and Clerks 3 will probably be one of them. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too.
I hope to dear God I'm wrong. But and hopefully maybe some other things will kind of come into fruition as well.
Yeah. So I know you do a lot of Comic Cons as well. I know they're kind of put on hold, but do you have any ones you're going to be doing in the near future, hopefully once this pandemic is over with?
Well, my first one is supposed to be July, August in Raleigh, GalaxyCon. So that was going to be my first one of the year. So, at this point right now, nothing has been postponed. So that's a go at the moment. So I can only say that, it depends on how the next 4 weeks are going to go. Because at this point, I've also been seeing notices as far as Comic-Con in San Diego. They have not postponed that yet. They're hopeful to still be putting that on. So I think everybody's just kind of waiting and seeing what's going to be happening in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. Do people, I know like there's cosplayers. Do people cosplay your character from Clerks or anything?
I've never seen anybody cosplay Veronica. It would be great though.
That would be fun.
That would be so fun.
My daughter cosplays. Maybe I'll have her do it and then I'll send a picture.
I don't think anybody has done it because I feel it would be something that it would be difficult for people to kind of say, oh my God, there's Veronica, because it's not, there isn't like specificity with the character as far as obvious clothing. Unless
she'll bring a plate of lasagna.
I'm sorry, what?
She'll bring a plate of lasagna.
Yeah. Lasagna or the fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher, yeah.
And the funny thing is, because I still have the jacket and the vest that was worn in the promotional poster, and there's this company out here, I forget the name of it off the top of my head right now, where they deal in auctions of entertainment value, anything that was used as far as props in films and movies and costumes, and they have a presence in San Diego Comic-Con. And so one time I did go to them and I told them who I was and what I have, and they said it's like, there would be a market for it, but not to the degree that some other things are, because the clothing that I wore, it was out of my closet. And so in that sense, because it is just everyday wear, it doesn't have as much of the marketability, because it's not very obvious that if somebody were to see it, it's like, oh, that's Veronica's outfit. Because I've even worn my jacket to conventions sometimes, and people are clueless about it.
Well, I think also because it's black and white. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's part of the reason. But I thought you looked adorable.
Thank
obviously. So you were my favorite part of the whole movie. So.
Oh, thanks.
Not just because I'm interviewing you. You had a great character. You had a great screen presence. So now, do you keep up with the rest of the cast, or are you pretty much?
Well, I'm very good friends with Brian. We actually did community theater together before Clerks, so we have that history. And since getting together with conventions, it's like very close with Scott and Ernie, and so I do keep in touch with them quite a bit. Ernie O'Donnell, he played the gym guy, and Scott Schiaffer, who he played the Chili's gum rep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I keep in touch with them, and recently, those guys, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool though. Yeah. So, what other, I know that I saw an interview that you had done, so I kind of did, I did a little stalking on you. So I know that when you were at the Comic-Con in London and you were talking about directing, are you still doing any of that? Any kind of, are you still in those kind of groups?
Thank you. So our film group kind of, I'm not quite sure what's happening with that. It's like we got a little bit of the crowdfunding money to be able to shoot 3 out of 8 short films, and one of them was supposed to be a short film that I kind of wrote up, but just before we were set to shoot, I lost my lead actor, so I was going to be I had put myself to direct another short from the group. So instead of doing mine, I shot that one. So I did get to direct.
Oh,
but
nice.
due to funding, it's still sitting there, waiting to be edited. Because we just didn't have money as a group to be able to do that, and I think in hindsight we should have maybe only have shot one and left the rest of it for editing, rather than using everything that we got towards shooting them all. But hindsight. So I have it there. I hope to be able to edit it and put it together so that I can show what I can do. But that's about it at this point as far as directing.
Well, I know that it's going to happen. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it because you're a creative person.
Thank you.
You have a great eye for things, and I think that people need to see that women can and should be able to direct and do all these different things. And I think that's what I love about you is because you're very creative. You don't stop your creativity. Find different venues.
I've always been creative ever since growing up and as a child. I would do something that was creative, and for quite a few years I got into photography, so that I feel helped as far as seeing a vision on the screen, and throughout the years of being being behind the scenes as an actress or being behind the scenes as a hair and makeup artist. It got me to learn quite a few of the different aspects and see what it is that other people were doing. And when I, in my own head, would see something and think about, it's like, oh gosh, if they did this and this, that, and then if they were to do that, it kind of validates what it is that I see as well.
Yeah. So when you do hair and makeup for like video movies and stuff like that, or like TV shows, don't you feel like you're like helping to evolve this character, create this character? Do you like have a vision for somebody when you see them come into the room?
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes you either get together with the director and try to get that vision together, or sometimes they're like, oh no, you go ahead. It's like, I totally trust you. It's like, okay. I don't do hair and makeup on the set as far as films anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, it's just too long of a time to take myself out of the market as far as auditioning for anything, because it's usually a 2, 3, 4 week commitment.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. But I'll do freelance work as far as like doing hair and makeup for weddings, a one-day gig, whatever it should be on, but as long as it's just the 1 or 2 days.
Well, that's good. Yeah. So what else is going on? I mean, what are you doing to keep yourself busy during this lockdown? I know that you're doing your little tweeting and stuff, but what else are you trying to do?
Well, one thing was because I had no time to get my taxes together, so I've been doing that.
Fun.
And just doing things around the house here and there, but just taking it easy, because honestly, I was feeling overwhelmed and just really needing time away from anything and whatever. So this kind of came at a good time for me. I'm enjoying it. But I am an introvert, so that's why I'm not really having a hard time with the whole lockdown, and it's like I'm enjoying myself. I'm loving it. I think extroverts not so much.
See, I'm an extrovert, so I sometimes like get a little stressy about it. But so, are you reading any good books or watching any good TV? Give us give us some insight on what Marilyn Ghigliatti is watching or doing right now, as far as
It's it's a lot of Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and then being that CBS kind of gave their 1 month free trial, I binged on Picard and Discovery.
I want to see the Picard. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I wish Discovery would put out their 3rd season already, because then, it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This would be the perfect time for them to do that. Let's see. And on Amazon, I binged watch, oh my gosh, it's like, what's the name of it? Carousel.
Carnival Row?
Yes, Carnival Row.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm going to be looking for either The Boys. Oh, and I just binged watch. See, I forget about the names like so quickly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you binge watch Tiger King?
No. Oh no. I will not actually set foot on my eyes for that one. But no, the other one, it's David Tennant. He plays the devil, and I can't think of.
Oh my gosh, yes, I just saw that one too. Isn't that horrible? I just saw that one. Something good, evil. No, what was it called? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up on my phone real quick. cheat. No, I saw that one too. That was a good one. Yeah,
at least I can get out David Tennant's name.
Yeah, I love David Tennant. Oh my gosh. Have you met him yet?
Good Omens.
Good Omens. That's it. I'm like, yeah. Have you ever met him?
No, I haven't. That would be awesome, though.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome too. His birthday is the same day as mine, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would like to meet him. David Tennant, if you were listening, Marilyn and I want to get together and meet you.
But I'm a TV junkie,
Me too.
So yeah, watching all the movies, and a friend of mine, he shares his voodoo. So last night I watched 1917. Finally, thank God. It was awesome.
My gosh! Wasn't that amazing?
Oh my gosh, yeah, really was.
I went to see it in the movie theater, and I'm sitting there, and don't want to give too much. Of course, obviously, there's like spoiler alerts, but when he was like in that place where all those people were dead, and he's like put his hand in.
Oh yes.
In the theater, I really felt like I was there, and I could. It was just like that. Oh my gosh, I was just like that director. Was it Sam Mendes? That was just amazing what he did.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh, just amazing. It's one of those movies that it's like I'm eating popcorn with my husband. I'm like, I don't think it's really a popcorn kind of movie, but whatever. But I really loved it. It was like it just drew you in from the moment you started it to the end. It was like
totally.
You couldn't breathe because you were like with them,
Yes. And
I felt like that actor was just intense.
Well,
His
both
eyes.
of them.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But yeah, there've been many things that I've watched, and I tend to wonder. It's like, does my upstairs neighbor or anybody else hear me screaming? Because I'm getting so into whatever it is that I'm watching.
So you're a full contact video watching person. I love it. We have to get together and do that, because I'm the same way. I'm like yelling at the screen and stuff like that. My mom, before she died, she was blind all my life. All my life.
Okay.
She was blind. But she was funny because she really couldn't see TV, obviously, but she liked listening. And so I'd give her the play-by-play. So I'm used to like giving the play-by-plays when we go.
Wow.
So like I'll start, so I miss that part, because it's like I'm not giving out the whole thing. But my mom would be so funny because she would be like yelling at the TV too, when we're watching something. What's going on? The music would get intense or something.
Right.
How to give her all the details and stuff like that. Or sometimes you end up finding the movie more because now you're like looking at all those visual clues. Especially during those, those times where there's just music going on.
Yeah.
Like you can't say, "Oh, they're running." They're running. They're running through a field. You gotta give the whole description. It's like what they're thinking, what they're feeling. You kind of like have to give that, throw that emotion in there too.
Right. Well, sometimes the music kind of gives that emotion though.
Yeah, I know. So, what would be your like dream project? Like you are like in charge. You get to cast. You get to get the genre. What would you like? What would Marilyn Ghigliatti love to do?
Oh wow! As far as acting,
Either way, anything, directing, acting, writing, whatever. We're talking about. We want people to know you, not just your characters, but you.
Well, directing. I mean, if it came to directing, it's like it would have to be a project that really speaks to me and I can see the vision. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this. But what that is exactly, I have no idea. But as far as acting, oh boy, that's going to be a hard choice because as long as it's Star Wars or Star Trek or some kind of sci-fi, I'd be happy.
Oh, me too. I know. I love it. See, I know we need to talk more often because I love that kind of stuff too. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I don't know about you, but I would be like the only girl who could like. I'll never forget one time. We were talking about what was something interesting you learned at TV last night, and I remember the teacher kind of like, I can't believe you just said that. I'm like, I said something about Vulcan Marriage. Because it was the Spock episode when you're supposed to get married. So I was like going on about on Vulcan, you do this, and the teachers look at me like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like, doesn't everybody know all that stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many, really. I mean, there's because like I said, I watch so many shows that I can't even tell you what I watch because I forget. I just know that each week or each night. Or each morning, I should say, I'll go to Hulu. It's like, all right, because growing up, we used to know what nights our shows were. But,
I know.
but because, ever since cable and doing away with cable, and going streaming, it's like, I have no idea what night anything is. So I just check my Hulu every morning. It's like, all right, what was on last night that I can watch today?
Do you ever watch The Masked Singer?
I just finished watching it.
I been watching that too. Like, I'm caught up. I gotta watch tomorrow night. I have to watch last night's because I didn't get a chance to watch last night's yet.
Okay.
So who got knocked off though? You can tell me that part. Don't tell me who it is, but just what was the character?
The White Tiger. He was an NFL player.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't.
I'm not into sports, so I'm like, just some NFL player.
The White Tiger. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to figure out. So I'm trying to figure out who that Dark Angel is. Like, she's like, I'm still figuring that one out.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know who any of them are.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, yes, I knew, I figured out some of them, but this right now, no, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a difficult. Last season, I could have swore up until the last like couple weeks, I was like, Leslie Odom Jr. was the fox.
Oh,
because I love Leslie Odom. I guess I just wanted Leslie Odom Jr. to be on the show.
I had about 70% feeling of it being Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
Of course. I know I thought of him too, but I was like I was like, oh, it's Leslie Odom Jr. And then I was like, no, it's not. But yeah, so who knows? And then I thought it was Billy Porter. Not the fox, but the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seal's character.
Yeah.
Seal's character. I thought that was Billy Porter. I'm like, that's got to be Billy Porter.
I thought so too.
The leopard. That was my leopard. I'm like, it's Billy Porter. I was like, if I would have put odds on, I would have spent all my money on Billy Porter, and it wasn't him. So I was a little bummed about that too. So I guess I could be up there with Dr. Ken.
Well,
guessing wrong.
I think he's in one hole on his own.
He's hilarious, though.
Yes.
He'd be somebody fun to work with, huh?
Probably, yeah.
He seems like he's down to earth too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know when we were kids, you could bank, like you said, Monday's this, Tuesday's that, Thursday. Remember, must see TV on Thursday, on stuff like
Yeah.
that. Now it's like whatever. Every day something different. Yeah.
I mean, because there's so many different, you've got you've got your Hulu, you've got your Netflix, then you've got your CW app, and then you've got all these other apps, and then whatever, you can watch online, so it's just it's too broad.
I know. And it's like every time you turn around, somebody's like, you have to watch this show. It's like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Did you watch that Love is Blind?
No.
Oh, that was crazy. My daughter was like, Mom, it's trash TV, but you got to watch it. So I watched it just saying, okay, because I don't usually watch those Bachelors or anything like that. I started watching this thing. It was like a freaking train wreck. I couldn't put my eyes off of it. I'm telling you. But, this is usually not my kind of TV either. But she's like, Mom, it's just trash TV. You just got to watch it. So I did watch that one. But I'm like, it was very interesting.
No, I mean, I've watched Survivor. I've watched The Bachelor one season, maybe, I don't know, long ago. And I've watched some of those different shows here and there, but it's not something that I gravitate towards as much as just regular series or movies.
Yeah.
I do love watching, say, like Chopped or Chopped Jr. or
I love those.
Or some of the other cooking shows that names kind of evade me right now.
I love those baking championships. Oh my gosh, those are always fun too.
So I'll watch them on Netflix, whatever's on there sometimes. And
yeah. I start watching like the baking championships and I'll think, oh, that's so easy. I can make cream puffs. Yeah, right. It's just a few things.
Yeah, that's all.
No problem. I know. It's like, I think right now with this quarantine type of thing and people are being stuck in their home, we're going to either have a lot of people who are thinking they're master chefs.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people getting into the baking, into the cooking, and I mean, let's face it, some people loved to cook and that just didn't have the time. Well, now they've got the time, so they're really being as creative and just really going all out on the meals.
Yeah. I was talking to like one of my people that I know, he already had done a lot of live feeds and he did a lot of podcasting, but he posted there that goes, seems like everybody now knows how to hit the live button on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which is true. So here I am going, I'm going to try something new and start up because I was already going to do the podcast. I was doing it with somebody else and then that kind of fell through. So I started off the venture on my own. So this is not my first rodeo as far as podcasting, but starting up my own brand.
Right.
And I'm thinking, this is great. I'll start up. It's going to be like relevant because people are going to be looking for something. And it's like your turn. I was like, guess who else is podcasting? Guess who else is doing feeds? I'm like, okay, whatever.
It's something you had in the works. It just, the things were accelerated because of the situation.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm just gonna go with the flow. And my goal is someday, I've always been like, I love movies. I love TV. I love all that stuff. I love being involved in entertainment stuff. That's not the path I took. But now I feel like #second act, type of thing. I'm older.
Absolutely.
My kids are all grown. Now it's my turn. I want to do something like this because I love the entertainment entertainment business. And I keep saying one of these days I'm going to be in a comedy. I'm my own comedian. I'm a comedian in my own mind, at least.
Well, hey, you know what? It's like the age of YouTube, or you can just create it yourself.
Well, I have some crazy ass thoughts in my head. When I share them with people, they look at me like, that's going on in your head. I'm like, doesn't everybody have these things going on in their head? Like all these different voices and all these different things going on. Like I'll see something and I'll like want to create a situation. In fact, oh my gosh, Marilyn, you could be in my short that I was thinking about. Okay, this was years ago. And I was at this club and this woman, oh my gosh, she was a little bit older. It was two women. And they were a little bit older and they were wearing these like see-through tops type of thing. And they were dancing. They couldn't really dance. They were just prancing back and forth, shaking their tatas that were sagging down to their knees in front of this table of men. And it was just the most funny thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm like, this is in my head. It's been in my head for like over 15 years. I'm like, I've got to videotape. I got to make this skit. I've got it in my head how I would be like doing this. I just want to like a couple women who think they're hot shit doing this thing, you know, but it was real. It happened, but I don't know. It's still in my head for some reason. I cannot get that image out of my head. Like this thing needs to be videotaped and seen by people somewhere.
Right. Hey, we see things on social media all the time where, some people think it's funny and others are like, no.
I know. And I've like, I've got 5 kids. Like I said, my youngest, I say I'm a mom of millennials and Zs, because I got the 2 are older, and then I have 2 are the Z generation. So it's like I have all these crazy things I can think of, like wing mom and all these different things. How being a mom of that age group, it's definitely a different. It's its own comedy show. In fact, I was just telling Michael, my producer, I said, years ago when the kids were all home, I thought I should videotape us because this is crazy. And then what? Not even 5 years later, explosion of like reality TV. I'm like, shit, yeah. I should have worked on that, but I didn't. But it's all good. So, what else is new and exciting in your life? I know we're trying to wrap this up soon, but what is anything that you're looking forward to? I know right now it kind of like we're on hold.
Yeah, I mean, everything is, things are just at a standstill period, and it's just finding out how this will all turn out and how soon it will pretty much close itself out. But it's basically I'm supposed to have about 3 conventions later this year. So, I mean, a couple probably will happen. It's whether GalaxyCon Raleigh that's one. And to be honest, as far as San Diego Comic-Con, don't know if I was going to be going this year or not. I'm kind of needing a break, and every year I say it's like, I'm going to pass this year, and then something always brings me back.
Mm-hmm. You probably think you can get out, they drag you back in, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And hopefully I'll be able to finish editing, or at least finding an editor that'll kind of work with me, money-wise. We'll
work for haircuts. There you go.
Hey, that'll do it.
There you go. Any editor out there who needs a haircut, any female editors, we're not going to just look at men. She'll do hair. She'll get your roots fixed. You'll look gorgeous.
So I mean, that's basically what's kind of there right now. I will say that the last year, physically for me, health-wise, has been a little tough. Because I've been dealing with some herniated discs in my spine, so it's kind of limited me, and I had to kind of put auditioning on back burner. It's if anything came in, it's like I would look at it and it's like, all right, there's really nothing physical that I have to do here. It's like, okay, no problem, I'll audition for it. But if there had anything where I needed to be lifting, moving, running, it's like I couldn't do it.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you had that issue.
Yeah, I didn't really, it's not something that I really kind of put out there.
Yeah, of course. I know it's your private stuff, but yeah.
And this time, honestly, it's like, it's helped to a degree, but it's not helping in another, because since the beginning of the year, I was doing some acupuncture that I found that really helped.
Oh, good.
But I haven't been able to do any acupuncture for the last 3 weeks, and I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, that's the problem. When you find something that works and now you can't get to it, that doesn't help at all.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, it surprises me that I would I mean, the pain was so bad, that's why I went to acupuncture, because I hate needles, and saying how much I hate needles does not express how much I hate needles.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah, I know. For me, it's like, yeah, I think the older we get, I mean, we're not old. We're just, we're seasoned right now, and or some of
Yeah,
our
that's a great way to put it.
some of our joints are just feeling a little. They need a little bit of
Yeah, you know,
oiling or
I've
something.
not been easy on my body. It's like, you
Yeah.
know, especially being out here and you know, working on my own and especially with the hair and makeup, you know, if you were to see what I'd be lugging around, it's no wonder I've got the back issues that I have.
Of course, yeah. I don't think people realize the amount of stuff that you're carrying around when you're a professional,
Yeah.
like you said, with all this stuff. I know, and it's like, and it's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good. So, are you ever gonna come to Tampa? Tampa, because I know Tampa has a big Comic Con.
Yeah, I haven't. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've been there. So, but it would be nice to go back. I love Florida, and it's like I have a brother who lives in Bel Rico, so it'd be nice to kind of kill two birds with one stone. You know, go out and visit them, and go to a convention. So, be
Yeah,
nice.
my daughter does the Orlando, the Miami, and the Tampa.
Uh-huh.
So she does, yeah.
I did. Well, GalaxyCon used to own Florida SuperCon.
Mm-hmm.
So, he has sold it, but last time I did Miami SuperCon, oh gosh, maybe 5 years ago, roughly, give or take. And that, you know, it's always nice to go down to Florida. The humidity sucks, but
Of course. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's what I need you to come and visit me so you can help me, because I've got naturally curly hair and I got humidity. So it's always fun. In fact, I posted, I if you ever look on my post, I put one there last week. It's like, big hair, don't care.
oh yeah, you know,
It was huge.
you just gotta, you know, you just gotta let your hair work with the humidity. You know, let it be what it wants to be. It's like, do you have a stylist that you go to on a regular basis, or
My sister, she did hair years ago. That was one of she went to classes for it. Now she does other things, but she does my hair for me. But yeah, I want to get it done professionally. I mean, not that she's not a professional, but you know, she's been out of the biz for like 15 years or something like that. So it'd be nice to like
you know,
just
if
go
you
and
go
get it
to a
done.
salon that deals with strictly curly hair, and there's a company, you know, whenever I have to think of a word or a name of something, that's when my brain decides, yeah, I'm not going to give it to you.
It's okay. It doesn't want to share right now.
But there is a company that they're strictly for curly hair,
Mm-hmm.
and they go around and they teach salons how to work with the curly hair with their product. It starts with an O. I can't. We Dad.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah. So they'll certify stylists in salons as We Dad certifications, and they're they're curly hair experts.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I always feel like my hair is just like, it does its own thing.
They'll help you. Let's just go to We Dad and see if there's a salon that they recommend, and there you go.
Yeah, it sounds good. And if all else fails, we'll have to either meet somewhere in the middle of the United States, or I'll have to come fly out to California. I always wanted to go and let you take a look at my hair. Yeah. So it's been a pleasure talking to you.
You too.
I really had fun. I hope you come back again.
Well, my pleasure. It's like, just, you know, if once things kind of get back to a normal and things are kind of going along, and maybe Clerks 3 starts to happen, you know, then we can, let's revisit.
Most definitely, because my show is about just finding truth and getting people to know each other. And I really had fun tonight, because I mean, I could ask you a lot of questions about but I mean, we touched on that, but I really wanted people to know you.
Thank you.
Know?
Thank you, Kim.
And I really appreciate getting to know you. And hopefully we get to talk on the phone and chat more on our own. And we're Facebook friends, and I follow you on Twitter. So definitely we'll get together and you'll come back on my show. And I thank you so much again. And you have a great day.
Thank you.
And remember, guys, always seek your truth and look for it daily. God bless. Okay, Michael, you can stop recording.
Okay.